Last night I spoke quickly about Tommy Robinson, and I think there's something tragic about him, not simply in the classical sense of hubris and downfall, but in the sense of waste. A man of energy, charisma, and occasional articulacy, who's chosen again and again to turn those gifts into weapons, and now once more he's in police custody, arrested on suspicion of grievous bodily harm after an alleged assault at St Pancras station. We should be cautious. We are not the court. We don't know if he was provoked, if he struck first, or if he was defending himself from some unforeseen or unseen threat. The footage shows a man 64 on the ground, apparently assaulted. It shows Tommy Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley-Lennon, walking away. What we don't see is the moment of contact, and what we hear or don't hear is equally ambiguous. But ambiguity is not a cloak that covers the whole man or the whole incident. This is someone who, with a documented track record of aggression, often righteous in his own eyes, assaulting an off-duty police officer, headbutting a man in Blackburn, leading a football-related brawl, repeatedly breaching court orders, filming inside courts, inciting rage online, and let's not forget he libelled a Syrian schoolboy and then refused to stop, even when ordered by a judge. Contempt of court was not for him a misstep, but a badge of honour. This isn't conspiracy, it's a rap sheet. And yet, there is something almost pitiable about Robinson's present condition. And this isn't to excuse nor to exonerate, but rather to understand a man who's spent long periods in solitary confinement, allegedly because of threats against him in prison, is unlikely to emerge unscathed. There's a credible reason to believe he now suffers from PTSD, paranoia, possibly other untreated conditions. He speaks often wildly about being persecuted. He rants about state actors, shadowy elites, Islamic conspiracies. But listen carefully and you see a man cracking, not just a man shouting. He is in some ways as much a victim of the mob that cheers him on as he is a perpetrator of the chaos they provoke. He's been used, flattered and monetized and then left to burn. And the footage from St Pancras shows what we all now expect in modern Britain. Someone films, someone lies on the floor, someone walks away, a camera captures it all. But a camera doesn't intervene. A camera doesn't save lives. A camera doesn't save people. And this is the deeper problem. The state, forever trying to manage extremism from a distance, fails again and again to provide actual security. For the man who was assaulted, for Tommy Robinson who felt threatened, for ordinary people passing through that station, where were the police? Why was a man, clearly a controversial figure with a following and enemies, able to loiter at a major London station without protection or supervision? The absence of active policing is an open wound. We don't need more post-evident evidence. We need preemptive intelligence presence. And let's not pretend Tommy Robinson came from nowhere. He is a byproduct of fear, of cultural tension, of institutional cowardice. A system too often afraid to talk about grooming gangs or crime or integration failures has handed Robinson the rhetorical microphone, and now, shocked at what he does with it, we clutch our pearls and we let it happen. He spent nearly 2 decades both exploiting and being exploited by the far right, by the press, by online grifters, and possibly at times by the state itself. Remember, he was once reportedly employed as an informant while in prison, and that doesn't end well. Here is a 64-year-old man who was seriously injured. Here too is a man now in a police cell whose life has been so shallowed by violence and grievance that he cannot step foot in a train station without it following him like a shadow. Whichever way the court rules, this is not a story of strength. It's a story of collapse and a failure of support. Tommy Robinson is no martyr. He's no messiah either. He is at best a warning of what happens when people confuse charisma with wisdom and rage with justice. Be in no doubt, people on the internet seem to think charisma means somebody who we admire. Charisma is a quality of magnetic personality. It's a quality you have whether you are good or bad. How you use it is neither here nor there. That's a different matter. And Tommy Robinson has charisma. I think he's abused it. And if we are serious about public safety, oh, and Alex Belfield is another person with charisma in dollops. I think he's abused it. So, yes, we should arrest those people who break the law, but we should also provide support to those who are spiralling before they lash out. It's not good enough just simply to film it on camera. Not because they deserve that support necessarily, but because we deserve a safer, saner society. Security, not surveillance. Rehabilitation, not ritual humiliation. Justice, not vendetta. Let the court decide the facts, but let's not ignore the lesson. Somebody was lying on that floor with blood near them. Somebody had been assaulted, and there was no one around to help. Somebody felt frightened, and there was no one around to help. Somebody felt stalked, and there was no one around to help. Just cameras recording every detail. And what do we hear from the baying crowd? Oh, we want to see more of what the cameras recorded. That doesn't help anyone, does it?